There's a thing that I call subject fixation. It's when we tend to fixate on that beautiful light or that beautiful face, you know, that iconic landmark, and we're filled with wonder and joy and bliss for being there and, you know, able to witness this thing, and we really want to push the shutter and capture that. But if at that point, you know, you push the shutter, what you've done is you've recorded a memory. You haven't really created a beautiful photograph. To create a beautiful photograph, we don't want to fixate on the subject. You know, we want our attention to be on the whole frame. At this point, we've got a lot of choices to make. We've got the lens choice, the exposure choice, position choice, and at the same time, we've got to find things in our photograph that are going to make that subject, whatever it may be, look its best. You know, our supporting elements, our secondary and tertiary elements that are just going to make it pop. We're going to use composition to create energy and, you know, evoke certain emotions by our placement of of these elements. So be aware of subject fixation and avoid it at all costs. You'll see tourists with you know, the little cameras, and they'll come up to something and they'll, whoa, look at that, and they'll take a picture, you know, and that's recording a memory, a photographic recording of a memory, and that's not what we want to do as visual artists. You know, I'm sitting here in Spain and it's completely gorgeous out here. I've got this really cool geology I'm surrounded by. There's a deep blue sea here. I'm under a gnarled old pine tree, and any one of these things could be my subject, or all of them. You know, but I wouldn't fixate on one thing without taking into consideration how I could make it look better. You know, what around this pine tree could make it look more powerful, more majestic? You know, how am I going to design my shot with things that are going to make it look better? We just want to make it look better, you know? How am I going to use lines and textures and things to really make it into more than just a tree, but into a total shot, right? Everything in the frame is going to help it become more of what it is, you know? And I will do this by using my imagination, you know? I will look for lines, I will look for balance and harmony in my environment, and everything there should be supporting that tree and to make it look magical, you know? And it's a process. It's not just clicking the shutter, it's a process of creativity and imagination, and that's what we want to go out and do and practice in our photography. And when we practice it, you'll find that with time, you're going to be able to consistently go out and bring back images you'll be proud of every time. And just remember, just because something's beautiful doesn't necessarily mean it's going to instantly translate into a worthy photograph, right? You have got to put your intention and your attention on the whole frame. Otherwise, you're gonna get back home and you're gonna look at your photos and you're gonna go, wow, I thought it was gonna be better than that. I hear a lot of that from my students. You know, I get back home and I think, oh, what happened to that photograph? I thought it was gonna be so much better. And I think it's because they fixate on one thing and they don't spend the time, look at their surroundings and imagine the relationships between things that will make their subject look its best. So that's what we want to do. We want to build relationships and support our subject in any way possible.